Hey, what is going on, guys? TalkNorwichCity City here, back for another video. I hope you guys are doing fantastically well. Back for my preferred 11 ahead of this week's game against Leeds United in the League Cup. Yes, Tuesday night away at Elland Road. Really looking forward to this one, actually. Never been to Elland Road, and it feels like a little bit of a cup run now. It's probably going to end in disappointment and losing, but at least I've got some hope. Anyway, preferred 11 time. There's a lot of changes, let me warn you, and that's all the fun of the League Cup. You never really know what team's going to play, but I still think this is a strong team and one that can beat Leeds. So in goal, I'm going with John Ruddy. Was fantastic in our last game against Everton, made a few huge saves, and I mean, Michael McGovern was excellent on Saturday, was one of the key players and one of the only real players who put up a decent fight, but Ruddy's still got a chance of getting back in this first team, and I suppose it's really good that there's still some healthy competition, because when Ruddy had Declan Rudd as number 2, there was never really that much competition. I know Declan Rudd broke into the first team for a bit last season, but still, you never really felt like Declan Rudd was knocking on the door. With John Ruddy, you do, and this is another big chance for him to prove himself on Tuesday night. In terms of the defence, three changes from the game on Saturday. In at left back, I'm going with Robbie Brady, mainly because I don't want to risk Olsen there because he is our only main left back, and then we don't really have another left back. I can't think of one unless you dip into the under-23s. I'm not even sure who the left back is for them at the moment. Let me know in the comment section. So Brady out on left back. I'm going to go with a defensive partnership of Sebastian Bassong and Ryan Bennett. I don't want to risk Tim Close. I don't think it's worth it. He picked up a head injury as well. It didn't look too serious, but still, you want him to be fully recovered for a huge game on Saturday against Brighton. Martin looked like he hurt his elbow in the final stages of the game, so you don't really want to be risking him. Bennett, solid defender. Bassong, not a solid defender, but still, you just hope that he can kind of paper over the cracks a bit and do what he needs to. And Bennett next to him, it's not too bad. I mean, Bassong, to be fair to him, was good in the last game against Everton, in the last League Cup game. Hopefully he can replicate that. Don't have much hope, but at the end of the day, the league is more important, and I don't want to be putting Martin or Close in there. In at right back then, going with Stevie Witts. I haven't seen him for a while, but, on his day, he can do a job. Leeds are going to be making changes. Doubt they're going to be too strong. We can't underestimate them, though. They're in good form at the moment. They're 10th in the league, so certainly not a bad team. But that defence is just about good enough. That's good. It's going to concede goals. But our first choice defence concedes goals as well. So you just got to go, screw it. Let's just roll with that. Because once again, I keep saying it, the league is more important. I'm going to stick with the same formation, mainly because at the moment, I'm going to talk to you about the formation at the end, actually. Let's just get the team out first. I'm going for a midfield two changes for me. I'm going with Louis Thompson and Yusuf Malumbu. I really like Louis Thompson, actually. Been sort of in and around the first team for a couple of years now. Was surprised he didn't get more of a run out last season. And I suppose it's tough to break into our midfield. It's always been strong. We've always had, Howson and Tete or Dorrans, and, it's a strong midfield. But Thompson is a player who we want to be seeing more of, excellent on the ball. He's been excellent in the few games he's played this season. Coventry, I can think back to. Everton, I can think back to, where he really did play well. Next to Yusuf Malumbu, you don't want to be risking Dorrans and Tete both on 4 yellow cards. If they get a yellow card and they're out against Brighton, then we've got real issues. But Malumbu can do a job, Thompson can do a job. I keep saying they can do a job. This team isn't amazing, but at the end of the day, you've got to sacrifice some things, and I want to sacrifice the fitness of our first team players. I don't want to sacrifice, the fitness of our first team players going into a huge game on Saturday that we really need to pick up points. The front four very much changed again. I'm going to be putting Josh Murphy out on the left. I'm pretty sure he'll play. Can't see a reason why he won't be playing. So Josh Murphy out on the left. Going to go with Pritchard in the middle, actually. Like to see him in that number 10 role. A dangerous player, can create things. Love the look of Alex Pritchard. So I'm going to be putting him in there. And then I'm going to be putting Sergi Canos out on the right-hand side. A player who I actually thought started his Norwich City career pretty brightly. Made his debut was against Bristol. Looked lively, came on against Ipswich and looked pretty decent, and then kind of just drifted away. Maybe Alex Neil thinks the development of him is more important in the under-23s or something, but I'd like to see Canos feature in the game against Leeds. And then up front, I'm going with Nelson Oliveira, a player who, so far, been very disappointed with. He was very, very poor on Saturday. Tried a couple of drag backs, looked clumsy, never really got a chance. I mean, I know he scored against Barnet in the Cup, and it was a good goal, but you've got to be seeing more from Nelson Oliveira, a £6 million player. And I did see a tweet, actually, I think it was from Rob Butler, who said, Kyle Lafferty must be thinking, what have I got to do? You know, he's scored in all the games he's featured in, and in the League Cup, and in the under-23s. So Lafferty's going to be thinking, well, I'm doing all I can. You know, what more do I need to do? Now, I'm not the biggest Kyle Lafferty fan. I don't mind the bloke. I think he's a good player at times, but I'm going to give Oliveira a chance. But if he's not doing it, then who knows? Now, let's talk about the formation then, because I spoke about it a lot on my videos on Saturday, that I think we've been sussed out. I think teams know what we're doing now. We seem too predictable. So this is the option that I suppose we could go with. We could drop Pritchard out of the team. I'm just going to put like a little star there. We could drop Canos in there, Josh Murphy in there, and then bring Carlton Morris on as another striker. So you'd sacrifice Pritchard out. You'd go pretty much with a straight 4-4-2. You'd go with Morris and Oliveira, one of them running in behind the other, with knockdowns coming down. That could work really nicely. And it would be slightly more defensive, which would give Whittaker and Brady a bit more. So that could be a real option. I'd like to see Carlton Morris. I think he's a good player, and it's unfortunate that he hasn't really had the chance. Can't see him getting a league chance unless he goes and scores a hat-trick in this game or something, but that's an option. Let me know what you guys want to be seeing. Do you want to go with the 4-2-3-1 as we have seen all season, or do you want to see a 4-4-2 maybe? It's going to be interesting how we set up in this game and also against Brighton. This could be kind of a warm-up game for that Brighton one in terms of a new formation. So let me know what you want to be seeing, the 4-2-3-1 or a 4-4-2, and also what teams you want to be seeing, because there's so many different options. And it'd be interesting to hear from you guys as well. Would you risk the likes of Tim Close and Graham Dorrans in a game like this, or would you want them fully fit, fully motivated for the game on Saturday against Brighton? Thank you very much for watching. As always, a massive thank you to Fritzbits for sponsoring match preview content here on Talk Norwich City. I'll see you at Leeds on Tuesday night. Make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Snapchat, Twitter, Facebook. All the links for them are down in the description below. Thanks very much for watching, and peace out. Hey, what's going down, guys? Talk Norwich City here, back for another match preview. I hope you guys are doing fantastically well. Today I'm going to be previewing the game on Tuesday night against Leeds United in the EFL Cup. Really excited for it.